Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell me why you voted for Trump?
Because he's helping us out.
He's helping you out?
Yes, he
How is
is.
he helping you out?
Well, hell, he done lowering gas down.
Does the president control gas prices?
Yeah.
How does he control gas prices?
Oh, poor you know what you are.
What am I?
Come on. That's what you.
If you're unfamiliar, this is leftist veteran and TikToker Gunny Speaks Out, and he's not afraid to meet MAGA where they want to fight figuratively and literally.
And is that your husband? He's a
No, I'm her son.
Oh, and you're a piece of shit.
Call me piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm ready to go to jail. I'm ready to put you in the house.
Punch me.
Me.
Punch me.
I'm ready to put you in the house.
Do it.
No.
Come on.
I do it.
Call my mom.
Do it. I'm right here. Come on, do it.
No.
Do it.
And when it comes to his fellow service members, Gunny doesn't back down either.
Why won't Trump release the Epstein files?
Who gives a shit? We're moving on.
Hey,
dude.
if Trump was on the list, would you still vote for him?
Yes, I would still vote. He's got pictures of the guy.
You found.
Oh, come on, dude.
Name one Trump policy.
Made a crap.
Name a Trump policy.
Yeah, transsexuals out of the army.
That's an executive order.
So what? So what?
Name me a Trump policy.
I can't think of it right now.
That's because you're fucking stupid.
You're full of shit.
You're stupid.
Yeah, listen, you're full of
Feel free to disagree and criticize Gunny's language all you like, but you cannot deny the reality that this is what our political discourse is at the moment. And speaking of meeting the moment we're in...
You Nazi ass! Get out of here, bro! You're a creep! People are trying to go grocery shopping! You're a creep! 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 That's what you are! You're a creep! Let me get up! Let me get up! Oh my god, you're almost bald! Facial recognition! Facial recognition! My name's Arturo Gonzalez! Do you want my social security? Oh my god, this is so much fun! Ah! Yippee! We're having so much fun! Whee! I could do this all day. It's kind of fun.
Anti-ICE activist Arturo Gonzalez is following a similar strategy to Gunny, publicly shaming those carrying out Trump's terror campaign against immigrant communities while warning the area about the danger they're facing. Now, here's my honest take on whether or not this kind of confrontation actually moves the needle. I think it does, but not the way people expect. These videos don't convert MAGA voters. That's not the point. The point is they activate people who were sitting on the sideline. When someone watches Arturo walk up to an ICE vehicle in a Walmart parking lot and calmly tell the community what's happening, that does something. It breaks through the noise. It makes it real. It makes it local. It reminds people that resistance is not just something that happens on C-SPAN. It happens in your own neighborhood, at your grocery store, on your block. That's powerful. And for every person who watches that clip and says, I would never do that, there's someone else watching who says, I'm not going to look away anymore.
You celebrate the murder of American citizens with the same enthusiasm that you showed when you killed your own puppy. You symbolize the cruelty, corruption, and incompetence of this administration and the Republican go-alongs. Your thugs at DHS brutalize the American people, and you lie and smear victims to cover up these crimes. You are a disgrace to this nation, and you should resign or face impeachment. And every crime, including the murder of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez and of Marimar, must be fully investigated and prosecuted. But while you are, to borrow a phrase, the worst of DHS secretaries, the agency has been rogue and lawless since its inception in 2002. It was set up to expand surveillance and undermine civil rights by falsely labeling immigrants and protesters as terrorists, as we just saw. That's exactly what it's doing, and exactly why DHS must be dismantled and the immigration system must be rebuilt from the bottom up.
Chuy Garcia did not come to play. And what I appreciated most about what he did is he didn't just go after Nome on the headlines. He connected the dots. He linked what DHS is doing right now, the raids, shootings, lies about domestic terrorism, to the department's entire history of brutalizing immigrant communities. Because this is not new. DHS has been doing this since its creation after 9/11. Family separations, kids in cages, detention facilities with no oversight, CBP agents with a pattern of excessive force, zero accountability. What Garcia did was say out loud what too many Democrats are seemingly afraid to say. This is not a bug. This is what the department was built to do. And under Kristi Noem, they're not even pretending anymore. They're aggressive. They shot and killed a nurse in Minneapolis. They shot a teacher's aide in Chicago, U.S. citizen 5 times. And then they called these people terrorists. Garcia looked Noem in the face and told her she symbolizes the cruelty, corruption, incompetence of this administration. That is the energy Democrats need right now. Not hand-wringing, not concern, clarity.
Why then, is the question, have you made Corey Lewandowski your de facto chief of staff who possesses an unchecked level of power at DHS? Under your leadership, this person has done things like fire your FEMA administrator while sitting behind your desk, which is your job to do, lobby to build the controversial detention facility known as Alligator Alcatraz, which has turned into a legal boondoggle costing Florida millions, and have veto and reviewing and signing power over large DHS contracts and grants, which again is your job. So Secretary Noem, at any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today.
Reclaiming
and
my
ma'am,
time.
one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government.
So reclaiming
and
my
as an
time,
advisor,
Secretary, it is
and has
okay for
no,
you to be
no
offended
authority
by
to
the
be
question.
making any
It is
decisions.
okay for you to
has
be
no
offended
authority
by the
to
question.
be making
But it is
decisions
also
and
a
putting
real
up your
question.
position. So what I would say
And
to
you should be able to
is
answer
that
the
what we do at the
question
Department of Homeland
clearly
Security every single
and without
day,
any hesitation,
every single day is to protect
if
this
someone
country
is
and
asking
to make
if
decisions.
you or any federal official is sleeping with their subordinate, that should be the easiest. You should be wanting to answer that question.
Is garbage?
Because it is not about
It is
your sex
offensive
life.
that you have brought
It is
that up.
about your
So
judgment.
that kind of garbage
It is
has
about
been refuted
reclaiming
for
my
years,
time so
and
that
you
I
need
can
to
hear myself.
recognize-
Time belongs to the gentlelady from California, but it'd be nice if you would let her respond.
I will. I want to let you know it is about your judgment and decision-making. It is about the 260,000 employees that work under you that want to make sure that you are giving information and making decisions clearly. It is about conflict of interest. It is about a national security risk. Department of Homeland Security was created right after 9/11 to protect the homeland. And DHS has circulated an internal bulletin to law enforcement partners warning that the conflict of the war we're in could inspire lone actors or small-scale cyber activity inside the United States, according to a memo obtained by ABC News. So American lives are at risk. The people who work for you are at risk. And they want to know that the person at the top, you, are making decisions clearly, without any sort of cloudiness, and that they're your decisions because you're the secretary who was confirmed. That's what this is about. Saving the lives of Americans and not costing them millions of dollars, and not having a secretary who's compromised in her decision-making.
She just did something that needed to be done a long time ago. She looked Kristi Noem in the face, under oath, in a congressional hearing, and asked her point blank, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski? And Noem's answer tells you everything you need to know. She didn't say no. She called it tabloid garbage. She talked about him being a special government employee. She got offended. She talked over the Congresswoman. What she did not do is say the word no. Her husband was in the room, and she could not say no. Kamala Duff was absolutely right to press it, because this is not about anybody's sex life. This is about judgment. This is about a woman running the Department of Homeland Security, 260,000 employees, the Secret Service, FEMA, Border Patrol, cybersecurity, and her top advisor, her de facto chief of staff, is a man with no national security experience, no law enforcement background. a record of sexual harassment, illegal lobbying for a Venezuelan oil company, and bringing a loaded gun into a federal building. And he's signing off on contracts. He's making personnel decisions. He reportedly got known the job in the first place by lobbying Trump directly. These people are treating our government agencies like their personal playground, our tax dollars like their purse, government planes like their private jets. And the American people are supposed to just sit here and not ask questions. Well, no. Kamalaja Dove said the quiet part out loud, and I am here for it. So here's what Democrats need to understand as midterm campaigns start launching across the country. The American people are not confused about what they're seeing. They see a DHS secretary who can't deny an affair with her top aide under oath. They see federal agents shooting U.S. citizens and calling them terrorists. They see a $220 million taxpayer-funded ad campaign that is basically a Kristi Noem campaign commercial with Mount Rushmore in the background. They see a department that is shut down during a war with Iran because this administration cannot govern. Run on that. Run on accountability. Run on the fact that these people have turned the federal government into a grift. Stop being afraid to say it. Gunny's not afraid. Arturo's not afraid. Chuy Garcia's not afraid. Kamalaja Dove is not afraid. The candidates who win in 2026 will be the ones who are not afraid either.